Hello, and welcome to Thursday night. I'm North Shore DM. This is the Superior Adventurers Guild, where we play Dungeons and Dragons. Specifically, tonight we're playing Midwinter Keening. Hopefully, my power will stay on. My lights keep flashing. That's problematic. Anyway, let's talk to the people that I'll be playing D&D with. My good friends. Hello, friends.
Hello.
Hey.
How
Hey, everybody.
How are you all doing tonight?
Oh, great.
Good.
Thumbs up.
Cool. Yeah, let's do the intros now.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, what's up, everybody? My name is Andy. I'm playing Stieg Egilson, third level Runewalker Wizard, and yeah, excited to check out all these things I found in the last game.
Can I ask a question, Andy? How many, what are they called? Pronunciation marks do you have in your write-up of your character's name?
Pronunciation marks? None.
Yep. That's
Umlaut?
probably a thing I made up. I don't know what they're called.
None.
Oh, fair enough.
Shit, were we supposed to add those? Shoot.
Well, no, I was just wondering.
Yeah.
Because, every time you say Stieg Egilson, everyone has a little accent.
Yep.
Hey, that's all I
It's
got.
hot.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Hey, everybody. I am Ashley, and I play Astrid Buldersdotter. And I am a level 3 Gothi of Balder, which is a cleric. And I'm excited also to find out all the stuff that Steve has looted from this sacred tomb of these, long forgotten people.
They weren't using it anymore.
But they still seem to be a little bit around. Like, the spirits are a little restless, I feel.
Not like I took their shoes or something.
Oh, hi. I'm
That'd be
Dave.
way
I'm
worse.
playing Vidar Gormsson. Vidar Gormsson. Vidar Gormsson.
Are you adding umlaut?
Close.
How many
I'm
S's
trying.
are in How many S's are in that?
Gormsson. It doesn't matter. I'm playing Vidar, a third level Scotty Ranger, which is a really sweet Ranger subclass designed by our sponsors DRS Publishing for this specific setting. So I'm excited to not find out about the theft that has occurred, because Vidar does not know that has happened yet.
Hi, my name's Michael. Yes, I would like to build a snowman. I am playing Gundur Tryggvason, who is an Allah of Thor, which is to say is a paladin of Thor. The important part in both of those statements is Thor. And let's be honest, my entire notes from last session were the gang robs a grave. So,
really?
I apologize. I may have started this trend of all of us talking about grave robbing. Okay, I'm gonna break even with you viewers. Ignore everyone else. Just look at me. I'm gonna be real for a second. I'm not sorry.
It's not technically robbery if you compensate them for it.
I really felt like I was Jiminy Cricket all through that
That's
last
true.
episode. Like,
You really
are
want-
you sure you want to steal?
Peace, he says.
He's like, yep, I am.
Yeah.
And how?
At least he's not committing war crimes. That's our
See,
Wednesday game.
Here's the thing. Like, I've been playing D&D and RPGs for a long time, and never in my life have I had a party member be like, yeah, I'm going to take this obviously very magical sword from the very ancient corpse of this king in this tomb that we are in, and then, put a little bit of gold down there for the trouble.
Yeah.
Like, no one's
I
ever
feel
done
really
that.
bad that we've never done that.
So regardless of the ins and outs of your thievery. Bravo for that, my friend. Bravo.
Like a little
Well, he
tip
won't-
for you. I don't know.
Compensation.
On the
Yeah.
upside, he won't spend it all in one place. So there you go.
That's true. That's true. That's true.
I mean, is this like, the river Styx where you leave like a couple like pennies on the grave and you're just like, here's for the boatman. That's,
Pretty
do they
much.
accept
Yeah,
gold in
maybe.
the underworld? I don't know.
Yeah.
The boatman has already left the station.
I think
Hey,
they
that-
like coins at least.
That was pretty expensive for Stieg, just saying. Anyways,
Okay.
This is all you, Chad. It's your turn.
I
now.
know.
Would you like me to cover for you, some?
No, I'm
You can
good.
sing.
But my wife just woke up. She's working nights this weekend, so
Aw.
Hi, Amy.
she just got up and,
Hi,
and I
Amy.
didn't want to
Amy.
wake her up to get my very high tech video light, aka my bedside light.
It's actually a really good light, though.
Oh, I guess
Nice.
she was awake the whole time, so I could have totally woken her up. I didn't.
How do you
check.
wake her up if she was awake the whole time?
You know what? You remember at the end of the Matrix, like all of those people were technically awake, but were they awake?
What was the Matrix?
Yeah. Trying to remember
Okay.
that one.
Oh, and-
Anyway,
and
anyway,
zombies.
I digress. That's a rabbit hole no one needs to get into right now. We have some announcements that we will get through very quickly so that we can play both Dungeons and Dragons. Let's start with you, Andy.
Mhm.
What sort of things do you have to tell us about and our viewers?
Hey, yeah, we got merch. We got T-shirts. We got sweatshirts. We got wall art, I think. We got totes. We got the masks. We got every color T-shirt you could want. Got different varieties of T-shirts. T-shirts I don't even know what they are.
Is there a salmon color?
What's a slouchy T-shirt? I don't know, but we have them.
We got
They're
so
nice.
many T-shirts.
That's
We also
fair.
have a curvy T-shirt, something
Yeah.
called a curvy T-shirt. So get your
For
curvy
boys
T-shirts
like
here.
me.
That's a T-shirt that actors wear in movies to make them look jacked.
Ooh,
That's what I thought.
Yeah, I want one
Curvy.
of those for
Curvy.
sure.
Yeah,
I knew that.
I hear that's what Chris Pratt wears in the Marvel movies. It's a curvy T-shirt. Not really. He's actually jacked.
Like, I was believing you. You had me there.
Oh boy. I have some quick announcements. We are taking part in 2 conventions coming up here in the month of our Lord October. October's not a person. I just said it weird for no reason. If you are interested in playing games with a bunch of people, that some people perhaps that you don't know, giving new things a try, you should check these out. Also, if you're interested perhaps in seeing what it's like to be in a game with some of us, that's great too. Virtual Greyhawk Con is coming up October 1st through the 3rd. It is a weekend celebration of perhaps the original published Dungeons and Dragons campaign setting, Greyhawk, through a myriad of games and a myriad of editions of Dungeons and Dragons, and like a part of me says that maybe there's some other gaming systems, but I can't back that up. It's probably just all D&D. It's all virtual, so you don't have to go anywhere other than to where your computer and your camera is. You don't have to dress up. You don't even have to shout. You don't have to shower unless you have one of those super high-tech smell-o-vision cameras, in which case, if you do, please shower. Dave personally will be running Siege of Westkeep on October the 2nd. It's the Saturday, 10 to 2 p.m. It's going to be super fun. Dave and I have been talking about the ins and outs of how that adventure is going to go, and it's I'm excited for it. It's going to be awesome. And then at the end of the month, October 21st through the 23rd, is Gamehole Con, which is the largest role-playing game convention in the Midwest, physically in Madison, Wisconsin, which is a very fantastic location where it's at, and the convention itself is really awesome to go to. But there's also a virtual component thanks to our sweet friend Mr. COVID. So there are options both if you're down with in person, and there are options for those if you're not down with in person. I personally, for the guild, will be running 2 games at virtually. I will probably be showering. I don't know why I'm telling you that. I'll be running Bearcats to the Rescue, which is a love letter to the movie Red Dawn, and Assault on Europa 2, which is a love letter to the movie Alien and its only sequel, Aliens. Yeah, that's officially confirmed Friday at Friday the 20, I don't know, times. Friday at 12 p.m. and Saturday at 11 a.m. I'm excited. There's going to be lots of other games, all kinds of games, board games, anything that you could want in a role-playing game convention is going to be at Greyhawk Con. Check it out. I've been there. It's super fun. I'm excited to play virtually with people. So, yeah. Dave now would like to tell you about our sweet sponsor.
Yeah, guys, we've got a sponsor for this campaign. Guess who it is? Anyone? That's right. DRS
Yeah.
Publishing. It is. They're the ones who created Svilland, this place where Midwinter Keating takes place, and their whole catalog, if you will, of books and even a soundtrack, which you'll hear a little bit of tonight, is available at the link that we just posted in the chat. That's their drive-through RPG catalog. Check that out. This world is crazy. It's loosely based on sort of the Scandinavian Viking mythology, not so loosely in some respects, but they have done a really cool twist to it, and there's some ridiculous monsters which we've dabbled with a little bit, but if nothing else, this campaign setting has got some crazy creatures that I'll be dipping into for some of my games. I can guarantee that. They've got a bunch of new classes, which you've heard a little bit. Ashley is playing a Gothi, and I'm playing a Scotty Ranger. We've got an Ally of Thor and the Rune Walker. Andy's playing a Rune Walker. So there's a lot of really cool modifications for your players. There's a lot of cool new lore for your DMs to play around with and incorporate into your campaign. So check them out. That is Dream Realm Storytellers, and they're awesome campaign sponsors. So thank you, DRS. We appreciate it.
And if I may, if you, dear viewer, are interested in being a part of a 1 to 20 campaign, pre-written campaign, they got you covered. Freya's Tears is, you know what? I can't confirm if it's actually out on Drive-Thru RPG. I know the Kickstarter rewards went out. I don't know if it's fully live, but it'll be coming soon. 1 to 20 levels.
It is. It is available on Drive-Thru RPG currently with a discount.
Confirmed. And it's epic. All 20 levels. It embraces them. And yeah, it's brutality. Anyway, thank you guys. We appreciate it. Does anybody have anything else that they would like to? Nope. Oh, cool.
Yes, sir.
Well, let's get into a little recap where I tell you some of the things that happened and where you realize that there is probably a lot that I left out. All right. So to set the stage a little bit, if you'll remember, the party had tracked a group of kidnappers and their kidnappee to a sort of circle of standing stones at the apex of a waterfall, at an island at the center of a waterfall on both sides. It's nighttime. It's winter. There was a guy doing some chanting. There was a tied up kidnappee on an altar. It was a little much for some people, so they charged right in, as all good adventurers must do. Ask questions when the reses happen. I guess that's literally what happened, so that makes sense. They encountered some regular bandits. They encountered some cold spirit undead guys. And then there was some kind of underground bunker, perhaps in common parlance, a dungeon, if you will, a tomb of some kind, maybe, that they have been, at least in part, exploring. Paya had adventured down there, feeling a sense of kinship with this place, with the what are they called, carvings and whatnot that she had found on the standing stones. She had entered into this structure. She found a number of rooms, but was mostly entranced by a sort of living room that she had discovered that had a very small spruce tree that was giving off a strange, calming green light. And she just kind of hung out there and kind of allowed it to kind of I don't know. She experienced it, and it was great. And then there was a bit of a confrontation as Vidar entered the complex, and Pi expressed her misgivings, perhaps, about Gorm's intentions and the freedom that Vidar has recently obtained, perhaps earned. Those are my words. Stieg, of course, emboldened by knowledge, had entered into the crypt as well, into this place, and specifically has found a room that indeed looked like a crypt, and did a brief amount of exploring, joined by Astrid, where they he was drawn forth by his sense of runes, and was able to find a rune and a ring, and coincidentally left some small coin as reimbursement, perhaps, for his pilfering, or whatever word that you seek to attach to the thievery that he has engaged in. They later found a sword under a bench in kind of a viewing room,
Like you do.
Yeah, as you do, because every time you go into that room in the zoo, there's always some treasure underneath the bench. And in this case, okay, Ashley doesn't believe me, but that's okay.
I want to know what room in the zoo you find treasure in.
It's the shark viewing room, or perhaps the polar bear viewing.
Zoos are nothing but treasure.
Yeah.
Visit your local zoo, folks.
Find treasure.
Vidar and Gunder then built a fire in the entrance and kept watch over this girl Tyra, who had been possessed, perhaps, by the goddess Hel. Even though I mercilessly teased Gunder about his unwillingness to go into the crypt, he would not do it. So
Hey, that ain't right.
Yeah. Even though he offered a full blood sacrifice, he wouldn't do it.
Look,
but that's okay.
When you politely go to people's houses, you bring them a gift. When you go to people's crypts, you provide them a blood sacrifice. It's just good manners.
I get it. That's fair. And that's about it. That's about it. That's about what happened. I probably left a bunch of stuff out, but if you've been watching for a while, You're used to it by now.
You know what happened.
You know it.
Anyways.
You know what happened. Ask Kai Whimsy. He'll tell you. I don't know that he's here. He didn't say anything back to me. Anyway. So, my friends, you have is there I would like to skip ahead a little bit, unless there's anything super specific you would like to do before you finally get a rest.
Mm.
Yep.
I have, yeah, go ahead.
I would like to make sure that the girl has like not necessarily a gag because that sounds painful, but like something covering her mouth so that she can't cast spells since she's possessed by an evil goddess, and perhaps she might raise that human sacrifice that up.
Very
so
smart.
I would like that not to happen.
I'm gonna be honest. I hadn't thought about that, but thanks for
Great
giving
idea.
me that
Hey,
idea.
they said that last time, so I just
Oh,
wanted
really?
to make
okay.
sure that
Yeah.
Cover those bases.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right.
If there is not already some kind of gag on her or whatever that you deem necessary, I am sure that you have something in your kits that will do the job. Absolutely.
Okay.
Anybody else?
A couple things.
Oh,
I'm going to recommend that we haul that guy's body out of the room. So there's
Out of
no
the-
dead bodies
out
in
of the foyer.
yeah, in the foyer with us.
Gunder
Yeah.
will take care of that.
over the falls.
Yeah, toss him over the falls even.
Yes,
Smart.
please.
Gunder does this.
Just after what we saw on the farm, we don't want anything coming back alive on us.
Yeah, we need that long rest.
And then
sweet long rest.
I'd like to start casting Detect Magic on a few of the things that I found
Yeah.
as
yeah.
a ritual spell.
Before you go, just detect magic.
Do you have identify?
I actually don't have Identify, and I quickly realized, like, after I took Detect Magic, that I probably should have taken Identify. But, yeah, Detect Magic is the only one I have right now.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're magical.
Sweet.
Okay, well, here's the thing. I wanted to look specifically at the sword.
Yep.
And the
Magical.
dagger that I pulled off Reeve.
Mm.
Yeah, what all did you steal and get out of this place? Let's get a list going.
Who's doing
Well,
the inventory?
there's some things you know about and some things you don't know about.
Well, actually, none of them you know about. Astrid knows about. But
Astrid knows about a couple of them.
I'm asking Stieg right now. Stieg, what did you find in there?
I found this sword. It howls when I touch it. Does it still howl?
No, it doesn't.
Oh.
You are just making noises with your mouth there, Stieg.
It
I was
made
going
us.
to say it if he didn't.
I think Astrid, you heard it, right?
It has possessed him.
I heard you making wolf noises as you held the sword.
You did, Astrid. You did in fact hear wolf howls when you picked it up.
Right.
But just now,
But
yes, you are
it's
also
funnier.
correct.
Yes.
It's
He
funnier
did
the
in
other
fact
way,
just
though.
make wolf noises with his
Okay.
mouth.
So I wanted to cast Detect Magic on the sword, the dagger, and the ring.
Okay.
But I'm going to leave the ring covered up like a.
Okay. And you want to know, ultimately, you want to know what school of magic they're about, because that's what you get with Detect Magic.
Yeah.
Yes, I can do that. Give me one sec here. Okay. Let's see. The sax is a evocation magic.
Mm.
The ring.
Would I be able to tell if they require attunement?
No,
Okay.
not with detect magic.
Okay, yeah.
Listen, if anyone out there is watching and you write Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition stuff, or perhaps if you work for Wizards of the Coast, please, for the love of God, of all the gods, when you write magic item descriptions, include the school of magic, because players are going to use detect magic on it. Anyway, that's all I got. The ring. Oh, that's a good question. What is that? What are the schools of magic, Michael?
Earth, air, fire,
You son of a
water.
bitch.
No, there's necromancy, there's
Yep.
abjuration, there's divination, there's evocation, illusion, transmutation,
Mutation.
conjuration,
I think you
and
put the emphasis on the
missing
wrong
one.
syllable.
I love all of this. I'm going to say that it's most likely abjuration and let's just go with abjuration, because I think you know what I should do? I should just open D&D Beyond and type in this well, that was wrong. And divination. So abjuration and divination you get
For the
off
ring?
of the ring. Yep.
Okay.
And what else was there?
Sword.
The Reeves
Broom.
unique looking knife
Oh
is
yeah.
dagger.
The sacrificial dagger.
Yeah.
The sacrificial dagger. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I'm going to take a wild guess and say it's necromancy.
Yep. It's necromancy. It's also magic. After I wrote it down, it wasn't originally, but you know what? It makes sense that it would be. Sac dag. Necro. Boom. Cannon.
Okay. I'm going to ask. Well, I found this sword, and it has a sort of magic to it. Is anybody interested in anything like that?
I mean, we all like magic, weapons and things, but who's good with a sax?
Anyone who knows how to wield a knife, I presume. Have you never used a sax?
Well, I have a long sword.
I mean,
I
I
have
use.
wielded such things in the past, but you found it, Stieg. You should decide.
Well, I would just want it. If it's going to be helpful, I'd want it to be useful.
Well, what does it do?
Well, I could hold on to it for a while and let you know.
Yeah, Gunther just walks over, holds out his hand,
All right, here you go.
and Gunther pulls it out of its sheath, or is it already unsheathed?
It had no sheath; it had rotted
Okay.
away. But I
Correct.
did not get that from a grave. Just FYI, we found that in the waterfall viewing room.
What's it
so-
look like again?
Please allow me to describe it for you. So this is a hang on, I want to make sure I'm telling you the right thing. So this is a sax. as in the D6, the larger version, not the dagger version. So it's the long knife. And I lost it. Where'd it go? It has you can see that it has a pattern welded blade, which is frankly is fairly common. And as you kind of look at it, it's very nice. The pattern is bright and easy to see, beline how long it may or may not have sat in here. And Michael, you've seen the meme shirts of the three wolves and the moon.
I've known people that have unironically worn and owned those things.
Yeah. You get the distinct feeling that perhaps in the pattern weldedness of this blade is something not unlike three wolves and a moon.
This blade appears to have been sold at a flea market somewhere in rural Ohio.
That's it.
No. So go ahead. He's going to look at it and go, "You say you heard wolves when you pulled it out?"
Yeah, I heard a wolf howl.
Vidar, and you told that to Vidar.
Yes, he'll grab it, look at it. Seems like a good weapon.
It feels good in the hand.
If there is a man that knows wolves, it is probably you more than the other three of us.
Stieg, I will hold it for now unless you want it back.
You can hold on to it. I think you...
I'll just kind of...
Yeah, it is magical. I think after a time you'll come to know it.
And I definitely did not look it up in the Svilland setting book. Nope.
Chad, as a player, how do you identify abilities? Because it seems like 5e was a little like fast and loose about like, if you just have it on you for a certain amount of time, you just know what your magical item does. And I don't play it that way.
Actually dropping
myself.
these truth bombs.
Yeah. So So that's a great question that I don't think we've actually talked about before. Things I don't like is Arcana checks aren't necessarily going to get you shit about magic items. Some magic items, yes, that would, like if it's like a wizard staff or something that very much is inscribed with magical runes or things, you could get a bit about it. Gaining attunement, pre-identify. I think for me, like common, uncommon magic items, no problem. I'm gonna you get attunement with an uncommon or a common magic item, I'm gonna give you that shit, because ultimately most of those things are no big deal. Like the reality of what this sword is, like I don't need to hide this from anybody. Now we're at like more rare or wondrous things. Then I might obfuscate some of the abilities thereof until such time as identify was cast. And in some things, like I'm also down with, if you spend time with something and you like in the narrative, like work at it, like if it's if it's a magic weapon and you're a fighter type person and you spend time like doing fightery things with it and like spend even beyond that hour of attunement time, figuring it out and doing stuff, I might allow for some, something more than I would give you normally. So does that answer your question?
Sure. So
Does all of that sound fair and reasonable?
Yeah.
And does any of it make sense? Okay.
I think so. Will you tell us if we know everything about a magic item or
Nope. Nope.
Okay.
Yeah. No.
All right. All right.
No,
all right.
that's not true. I will. I will tell you when you know everything about it. I will not tell you. So if I don't tell you, you know everything about it, you know that there's more to it.
Sneaky. All right.
Yeah. I got to have my fun too, right?
Sure, sure.
Um,
Now, if we use it, would you tell us what it did?
yeah. Yeah.
So, like, if Vidar ran over and like stabbed a corpse, would you tell him like, oh, it's +1, or it's like super cold, or
Yeah, like there would be, and like specifically with this, there is some, narrative effects. There
Okay.
are things that happen, or with other weapons, or with other items. There are things that happen that would just like, I just remember back in the day, like, oh, you didn't identify your +2 sword. I don't know if it's a +2 sword or not. I know that it's magical, but I'm going to use it. And then the DM would be like, keeping track of it. Man, I got
Yeah.
enough going on. I don't want to keep track of bonuses on this random magic weapon you picked up in a crypt. So yeah, I would tell you that stuff. But
Okay.
most of the things I probably wouldn't like. You would be like that. Like Staff of Power, like, oh, like I'm not going to tell you about the four other high level spells until you identify it, like that kind of
right.
stuff.
It's got a verbal component that you don't know what it
Right,
is.
right.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Yeah. But yeah.
Cool.
So yeah, that's the sword. It's it's nice, it's well made, as I said. The fittings are, it has like a nice brass pommel in that kind of 3-knuckle kind of galloped. I don't remember what they actually call those. Look that is traditional amongst Scandinavian Iron Age swords. They look cool. And the ring, if you remember, the ring looks to be carved or fashioned in the likeness of sticks and leaves, herbs and stuff, medicinal plants.
All right.
Sounds fun.
And a rune stone. And you have a rune stone.
Yeah, I already know what that is, though.
You do already know what that is.
None of us do, though. You can share with the class.
I'm gonna-
Secrets.
Okay. I'll show the. I also found this rune stone, and I'll just hold it out.
What does it do?
Is it magic?
Yeah, it's very magical. As far as I know, you can cast spells with them.
We
What
all
kind of
just
spells?
nod sagely. I don't know anything about rune spells, Stieg.
Does it
Well,
also howl, Stieg? Like the wolves?
No, this one didn't howl.
Maybe like a cat, like meow.
Yes.
But this is
Do the
rune.
howl for us again.
This rune is Ansus.
Oh, yes, that.
Mm-hmm.
It sounded
Sure.
just like that. So I'll start attuning to the rune stone.
Okay.
There it is again.
I didn't hear anything.
I didn't hear a thing.
You guys are messing with me. And
I
on the
definitely heard the wolves.
on the sly, I'm gonna put the ring on
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
behind my back.
There were like 3 whole movies about why this is a bad idea,
Yeah.
my friend.
And he turns invisible.
3. It's 6 movies, but 3 of them
At
I don't want to
least.
talk about.
That was why I said 3 movies, and then you had to do that.
I'm sorry.
But I'm not messing with that dagger. I have it wrapped up, and I'm not going to.
Okay.
I'm not going to play with that one. So I guess I'm going to start attuning to those 2 objects.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you do a ritual to identify any of this or no?
Only
don't
if I
have a spot.
have the if I. No,
We
I
have
don't
to get
have.
we have to get Stieg a wizard spell book.
Yeah, I gotta
or
find
rather
some more spells.
rune stash, or he has to get a level. to
AKA, I pick it up when I find it.
to
Why don't you
learn
give us a
and
level right
identify.
now?
Do
On
you
the other
tell
hand,
us what the Rune Stone does, Steve?
Well,
did you? Because I don't recall as a player. I don't remember, but I don't know if you tell the characters or not.
Would I know what it does?
so you know that it is.
It depends on how rare it is, right?
Yep.
So-
Hang on. Let me
I
let
remember
me get
now.
back to that. Boop, 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 boop.
Bup, 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 bup.
Yeah.
Bum 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 bum.
Ooh.
Bum, bum,
Dun,
bum,
da, 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 dun.
After the spells?
So yeah, you have to. It also requires attunement.
Mhm.
I think it says attunement varies.
Would I know a little bit about what that particular rune
You would.
represents?
Yeah. Give me make an Arcana roll.
Right.
A rune-based Arcana roll for you.
Chad, I'm curious. I don't know if this will come up later, but how
It's a
do
10.
runes work in this world, like for
Well,
casting?
Please allow me to. I'm going to answer a number of questions at the same time. That's a good question, Dave. So, for those of you who are watching, ultimately, if you missed out on last session, Stieg has found a Rune Stone, which is a veritable expression of rune magic. In this case, the Ansu's rune, and it is in fact a magic item. Runes have. Magic item runes have essentially 4 kind of levels of power: lesser, greater, grand, and sacred. And each level gives access to different abilities or ultimately spells that you can use, that you can cast with it. The higher level you are, or the higher level the rune is, the more spells it has, and the more charges it has. What was your roll, Stieg?
It was only a 10.
Okay. So this rune is a greater rune of
Whoa.
Ansu's, which is a rare item. It has 3 charges. And it has it grants the ability to use detect magic, and then once you are attuned to it, magic missile for 1 charge each,
Wait,
or for
The greater?
because you
sorry.
get all of the previous tier.
Oh,
It's like a Kickstarter level.
wow. Okay.
You know, when you back at greater level, you get all of the benefits of the lesser level. I'm pretty sure. I don't see why you wouldn't. That's how it works in my game.
And that's all that matters.
Yep. And greater. Oh, and then you also have access to Arcanist's magic aura. And then if you have dispel magic, or if you are attuned to it, you can also use dispel magic.
So are these in addition to your spell slots? You can
Yep,
use these like magic items,
Yep.
basically.
Yep, it's a
got
magic
it.
item,
Okay.
so it has 3 charges. For 1 charge, he can do detect magic or magic missile. For 3 charges, he can do arcanist magic or dispel magic.
Got it. And are these? Do you have to be a rune walker to be able to use a rune, or can anybody use them?
No.
Anybody can use them.
Got
Yep.
it. Cool. All right. We've
Yeah.
learned
Almost like
something new.
a wand.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
but they take you can recharge
analogy.
them.
Yeah.
Oh,
Ooh.
Yeah. In order to recharge, you must expend a number of spell slots equal to the number of charges the Rune Stone has. When you're attuned, you can recharge for a better price. Essentially, you can use less spell slots to recharge it to full.
And all the different runestones, I believe, have different ways to recharge them. The Ansu's runestone is one of the most straightforward of the ones I read right there. Some of them involve sacrifice of blood.
Yeah.
oh my.
Yeah, they're all a little different in that part. They all essentially do spells, and some of them are pretty fucking nuts.
Okay.
Yeah, they're pretty fun.
Oh my.
Yeah.
Yeah, these are cool.
Yeah.
Oof, down the rabbit hole. Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks for explaining that to me and the viewers.
You're welcome. So Steve, once you're attuned to it, you'll have access to four spells that you can cast from it. Although of course you only have three charges, so you can only use a greater power once, and then you're done.
Right.
I did reread that a number of times to figure out, does it have 3 charges only, and then also cost that much? And yes, as far as I can tell, it does. But yeah,
Okay. And what is the? Oh, so I'm reading it now that I've kind of identified it. The asterisk means that you get that once it's attuned. Is that what it is?
Yes.
Okay. So you could technically pick one of these up and just be like,
Yeah.
without it even attuning to it.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, like, Vidar could pick it up and detect magic.
hmm
Yeah.
That's rad.
Cool.
Yeah, so you spend an hour maybe checking this thing out, and then you attune to it, and you attune to the ring, Stieg. That this ring this ring will grant you resistance to poison damage. And it will grant you advantage on saving throws against poison.
Would have been handy last night.
Yeah. I'm going to give you a
What is-
freebie. I'm going to give you a freebie right now, Stieg.
Resistance to poison, and what was the second part? Advantage
Advantage on poison saves.
on poison saves.
And I'm going to give you a freebie. The first
Okay.
time only. This is not all of the things that this ring does.
Okay.
It'd be great if we all knew about it.
If only there was a way to find out. Michael, stop looking at the book.
So meta.
There's so many cool magic items in this setting. I can't
I
stop
know.
myself.
I know.
Yeah, I purposely did not read about the monsters and the items because I didn't want to spoil it for anybody.
Yeah.
You're a better person than I am.
Vidar, are you gonna attune to this thing?
Oh hell yeah.
Okay. Let me get back to.
He's just over there, kind of like swinging it around
Yeah.
over in the corner, kind of trying to listen for the howl.
Yeah.
No
Like,
wolf yet?
Stieg.
Vidar, give me
He's shaking.
four attack rolls.
Okay.
Shake the wolves out of it.
That is how you do it.
Maybe pad it. Maybe they like.
Ouch.
Wow.
Those are all +3, so the best
Yeah.
would be 19 and the worst would be a 5.
Okay. You
Are you
Uh,
not proficient with short swords?
Mm-hmm. Martial weapons.
Do you not
Right,
have a
does
dex
that count?
bonus?
I do. Are they not? Is that not a strength bonus?
That is a
No.
dex bonus because it's a light
Yeah.
weapon.
So it would have been +5 then, instead.
well, it is a finesse weapon, which is why you get the dex.
Oh,
Oh, yeah,
there we
you're
go.
right. Sorry.
Yeah.
Use dex or strength. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So yeah, you swing it around and you spend some
+7.
time with it, and it feels good. Like it moves real well. Like it's how some people would describe it. It's a very active blade. Its balance is nigh perfect. It wants to cut, more cut than stab, but it stabs very well as well. And I think with that, your low roll, you who has a shield?
I have a shield.
Okay. You you're kind of swinging around and maybe there's like a faint cut that you make at like, oh, it's Gunder's shield, haha. And you like maybe misjudge it, and you tap the shield boss. And if you would roll a d4 for me.
This is why we can't have nice things.
That would be a 4.
4.
Gunder, put up your shield.
Yeah.
Why are you?
Yeah.
Oh God!
Okay.
Yep.
He picks up his shield and just.
And he makes a cut and maybe misjudges a bit, and the blade kind of strikes the shield boss, and then you distinctly hear this howl of wolves, and at least the two of you, and maybe somebody else nearby, if you feel that well, I guess it's within a 20-foot area. So the lot of you will take 4 points of thunder damage.
Ouch!
As this wolf cry rings out, from the striking of this.
Vadar!
See,
This-
I knew
this
you were
time
the
Steve
person
didn't
to
hear
have
it.
that.
Teague, I was a fool to doubt you. I heard the wolf. My ears are ringing.
What are you talking about? I didn't hear anything.
Ah.
He says as blood trickles out of his nose. Like, ow!
Sorry. Gundar, sorry. Astrid, Stieg, I apologize. This is a very powerful weapon.
Hilariously, Gunder, used to doing thunder damage and stuff going off in his face like that, has a little bit of hearing loss. I imagine, just like it's fine. Wakes
Yeah,
you up in the morning.
This is the Iron Howl sword.
Oh my.
When you strike a metal surface with it, you deal D4 thunder damage to each creature in a 20-foot radius, centered on you. So I would say probably Vidar. Well, for this, I'll say everyone takes damage, but generally, like, say if you were to like strike it against a shield, if you were, doing the or strike it against like something that you were holding, you wouldn't take damage, but everything around you would. So it'd be a 20-foot radius around you.
That's pretty rad.
Yeah,
Is it so it's considered a magical weapon for
it is.
like
It is
damage
considered a magical
purposes?
weapon.
Yep. Okay.
It doesn't have a +1 or anything like that,
Yep.
but
Okay.
it is considered magical, and it has, I think, a really rad ability.
Yeah, that's
It's
cool.
fucking metal.
Yeah, it is.
I'm less excited about something that damages your friends.
Astrid, I will be careful with it, I promise you.
Out of character, like it's thematic for Vitter for a lot of reasons, and I was like, hits everything within. That's a great thing for the archer in the back to have when someone comes up behind him.
Mm-hmm.
Is-
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But it's a radius. It's not a cone.
Right.
And I will point out that people wearing metal armor would count.
Hmm. Or a shield. So
Yeah.
could you potentially would it still go off? Would it still go off if you like miss and you like but you still hit? Like if you hit their
That's
shield?
a great question. I'll like if he rolls a critical one against somebody with metal armor or a shield, I might have another roll. Like maybe there's a percentile chance because that sounds fun. Yeah.
So that thunder ability is only if it is used to attack, or could he, like you were saying?
When you strike a metal surface.
All right, perfect. Yep.
Yeah.
I like
The
it.
metal bracer. Ha ha.
Yeah,
Yeah.
if you're on the deck of an ironclad ship during the Civil War and you drop it, D4 damage.
Would that
Love it.
also
I know
set
that-
off the keg?
That was
powder
very
kegs?
specific.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then
I love it.
you lot.
So, did I see that necromantic blade? I think I did.
Yeah, that wasn't really something that Stieg
Um,
was trying to be sneaky about.
Yeah, everybody saw it. That dude had it,
Yeah.
and you, Astrid, specifically, if I remember right, had whatever that spell was that you cast on him to bring him back to life. Correct?
Right. Yes. Steve, could I look at that blade?
Sure.
Um,
I'll take it out and I'll set it down.
I'm not
I'm
going
like-
to touch it, but I'm gonna look
I've
at it.
been
And
touching it, but I got
Well,
a creepy
I thought you-
vibe from it.
Okay. Can I do like a religion check on it?
Ooh, sure.
See if I've seen one or I know like what this is used for other than sacrifices,
Murder. It's a murder blade. It loves murdering.
Murder blade.
Well, don't we all?
Yeah.
Oh man, I'm gonna use my advantage because that was sad.
That's
Um,
better.
All right. Yeah. So that would be. Where is my 8? 24.
Yeah. So this man, I'm really annoyed that I thought about going back and watching to see what I had said, how I described this blade, and I don't remember, and I didn't do it. But it is a good sized like knife dagger, right? Perhaps akin a bit to like a skinning knife.
Of course it is. That's
Yeah,
appropriate.
Yeah.
My notes just say a different kind of iron knife, perhaps ceremonial. That's all I wrote down.
Okay. And it is, yeah, I think it's it's a little older style. So it's not, it's made of a less quality metal, through older methods. So it's, a different kind of care has to be used when maintaining it. It is obviously a sacrificial knife. You know that by looking at it. There are markings to hell on it, like there's the mark of hell is on the blade. It has a wicked look to it.
Sure.
You know that, I probably wouldn't say that, like, not every, that's a good roll, and not every cult, not every god's cult has maybe a specific set of knives that they use for sacrifice. But Hell is definitely one of them. You know, Hell, obviously Odin. This is obviously not an Odin sacrifice blade, but you know that sometimes these are magical. Um, a lot of times they're not. You know, such blades, but sometimes they are magical. As Stika said, this one is magical.
Mhm. All right. I can't tell much about it, but it is definitely marked with hell. It's a religious blade, and it is for the goddess Hell. So I don't know that it would be of much use for any of us. But we'll have to see if we can find out. Perhaps it does something useful.
It probably kills people.
Is it a tool used by corrupt men or a corrupt tool?
We do not know.
Be careful.
That is the
with it.
question.
I was thinking about just taking it back to Seaman to see if he could identify it more precisely.
Yes. Be
I had
careful with
been-
it. Let's wrap it up in something and then
Yeah.
put it. I mean,
Yeah,
it
I'm
could be
purposely-
poison for all we know.
I had been using it to like cut the guy's gag off of his mouth and I threatened him with it, and he had like noticed the blade, but I hadn't been using it since then, so I don't know if that would make a difference or not. But
Let's just not touch it.
yeah. So I'm just gonna
Yeah.
keep it wrapped up and stuffed in a bag.
Okay.
Awesome.
For the best.
You find yourselves in need of sleep.
And how?
I'm in need of all sorts of things I'm not getting, so sleep will be amongst I'm kidding, yeah. We should keep a watch, though.
Oh, yeah. We should keep a watch.
Yes, obviously. I'll go first.
Oh, that reminds me. I got to roll for this frost spirit.
Quickly
have to.
before I go to bed, I'm going to go to the top of the stairs.
Okay.
Mutter a few incantations and cast alarm on the opening.
Thank
Okay.
you.
The opening for the stairs to come down the stairs.
Nice.
All right.
And that's it. Then I'm going to pass out.
Astrid is going to take out a little chunk of wood and like a regular knife that she has in her pouch, and she's going to begin carving herself another little Balder idol.
Okay.
Girls just got so many Balder idols.
I have 0 right now. I don't even have that duck because I gave you a duck and I gave Vidar the Balder idol to protect him, and now I just have like some random chunks of wood and knife.
Hey, nothing wrong with that. I do have the carved duck on my character sheet, so we're good.
Very important. I'm sure we'll use it at some point.
Oh yes.
It'll come in handy.
Don't even doubt me.
Ask Travis McElroy.
Like the first rubber ducky. Like just float it around.
Eventually, Gundr will have a bath, and there will just be the camera will just pan to one side tastefully, and there's a wood ducky just floating in the water.
Yeah.
Decadent.
Yeah, why don't so what watch order would you like to go in?
I'm going first.
Okay.
Okay, then I'll go second.
I'll go third.
I'll go fourth.
Okay. And Paya is asleep by the tree.
She needed a minute.
At
Uh,
least.
Maybe in the morning she'll feel better.
Why don't why don't each of you roll a d20
Yes.
and remember your number, Andy.
Yeah, Andy.
Yeah, Andy.
Oh shit. Mine's easy to remember.
All right. I thought that was mine at first.
Okay, Gunder,
Yeah.
what was your number?
What do you want my number to be?
I didn't
13.
look at it. 13. Yeah, your watch goes uneventful. It is. Yeah. You wake Astrid. Astrid, what did you roll?
I rolled a 10.
A 10. Okay. And your watch goes uneventful.
And do I roll for how my whittling goes?
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Ooh.
Performance?
Sure,
What did I have you roll before? Was it performance? Oh, you do fantastic.
Yeah. I've done one of these before.
This isn't my first Baldur carving.
Right. I'm going to set up a little shop selling boulder idols.
Yeah, right.
I assumed you were going to be raising money for the local temple with those.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah.
Sweet, sweet. Okay, thank you.
Nothing untoward happens. You wake Stieg.
I rolled a 14.
14. Nothing untoward happens on your watch either. You wake Vidar.
Oh.
Vidar.
Hello.
Hello, Vidar. Hello.
Yes.
Yeah. Describe for me and the viewers how you go about taking your watch.
Well, first I will get up and stretch a bit and do some squats to limber up, and then I will walk up the stairs just a little bit to peek up and see what the weather is looking like. Then I will return and tend the fire a bit,
Does
put in
it
a
set
little
off the
fuel
alarm
on.
spell?
I didn't go that far.
Okay, good.
And then I will spend some time talking with Iceland and just sort of spending some time focused on her and reminiscing of what transpired, my concerns and my feelings about things that have happened, as if I were talking to an old friend, perhaps a member of my family.
Or therapist.
She is both.
Or
She's
my
all three.
therapist. Yeah, my therapist, exactly.
How does that make you feel?
Well, good now until I get the bill.
Oh,
It's very
the
expensive.
pill- Oh,
Very expensive.
Okay.
'cause it's a bird. Yep. Oh.
Give me a perception check. With I guess disadvantage as you are at the top of the stairs
I assumed the
looking around.
disadvantage was from the pun.
At nighttime. No, it's because it's the night.
A total of 10.
Okay.
Will you stop that?
What is that?
Payback, it says.
No, it says. Oops. Oh no, I wrecked it.
I thought it said payback. I was like, oh shit.
It says I'm back.
Oh, I thought it said, "Oh, I'm back," because it was just all. It just looks like these fluorescent, like I don't know. It said, "Oh, Jesus."
It's not really that big.
It got real big. It's just been out in the forest eating
It's been
forest
out-
creatures
right,
and
yeah.
bandits and like growing in size.
Yeah, so Vidar, you you kind of poke your head up and take a look around. And you you kind of catch this like strange kind of dull sort of white blue like icy glow out of like the corner of your eye from over near the standing stones.
I will creep back down the stairs just slightly so I can still keep a view at it and just watch to see if it continues forward. And if it does, I will alert my friends.
Okay. You you kind of creep down and kind of keep an eye on it, and you can just barely in the kind of in the darkness kind of make this thing out, and it's kind of flitting about the center of these standing stones. You can kind of hear, damn it, it's so small I have a hard time moving it. You kind of hear on the wind kind of a low sort of moan, kind of rimmed with the tinkling of ice as this thing kind of moves around the area.
Am I able to tell if it is one of the creatures that we fought earlier? Is it too far away to be able to tell?
Yeah, you're able to tell. You're pretty sure. Like you can see kind of as it comes a little closer. You can kind of see, through. You get a good shot of it as it kind of moves between the uprights, the dolums, I think they're called, and you can see that you can see that kind of telltale, almost like horned head visage that you recognize distinctly from these creatures, these spirits that burst forth from these bandits that you had faced.
I will look to Iceland and say, keep an eye. And she'll fly out and perch perhaps in a tree, maybe, here. I don't know if I can ping. Yeah, right there.
Okay.
That's a lot of things.
Give me a stealth roll for her, please.
Let's see. Stealth. Yes.
And she's
15 total. She is a snowy owl.
a snowy owl. I'll give you advantage. A snowy owl at freaking nighttime.
Yeah.
Okay. 15.
6.
Okay.
Yeah, 15.
Yeah, she flies up, and are you like looking through her vision or?
No, basically just to alert if
Okay.
that thing comes closer. In the event that I can't quite see, she might have a better view from that tree.
Okay.
I have not yet, raised the alarm. I'm basically just observing.
Maybe we could get a long rest.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, listen, I'm not the one who rolled a 1.
Well, if you consider the amount of dark, probably what time we went to sleep, we probably sleep longer than 8 hours.
Yeah. Yeah, but this thing, you give it some time and you wait, and Iceland doesn't raise the alarm, and then you get a feeling from her after maybe 3/4 of your watch has gone by, of safety.
Okay. she will stay perched, and I will head back down and finish my watch.
Yeah. Your companions begin to wake as soon or as late as they would like. I'm not going to dictate how long you sleep, but I'm sure it begins to happen towards the end of your watch.
I imagine Gunder's an early riser, farm boy, all that.
Yeah.
Are we safe to reset all our stats and stuff?
Yes. Yep.
Okay.
You can attain a full rest, a long rest.
Yay! Woo, woo.
Woot woot. You get a full resupply. Your shields recharge. Your ammo is returned. You have
Sweet.
full sticky grenades.
Grab my assault rifle and holster that shit.
Yes.
What are we going to do with her? And Vidar will point to the bound and gagged woman.
Carry her back to the town.
Yes. We have a bit of a journey ahead of us.
Do you think we could fashion some kind of a sled? So we're not actually just physically carrying
Yes.
her?
I would say, in fact, we
think-
should.
We could do that.
Stieg, do you have any magic to make her lighter? Anything to carry her along?
No, I don't have anything like that.
Thought I should at least ask.
No, I've heard of such things, but I can't do it right now.
You have? I was just guessing.
Magic is wonderful.
Yes.
Astrid is going to go see if she can find some longer boards or something that could possibly be used to put together to make a sled.
Boards.
Vidar will help her. Some branches.
Yeah, I mean, like
Where are you going to look?
cut firewood, like anything that would kind of fit the bill.
Sure.
Maybe these guys had a sled or something. Yeah, I mean, like they're all out here in the middle of nowhere. Maybe they had to bring food back.
How'd they get her out here?
I mean,
They carried her,
you carried her.
most of the way.
You literally followed them and watched their tracks.
Yeah, we could build a stretcher or some kind of
A travois?
yeah.
Yeah, I guess I would say, what are you looking for, and where are you looking to find it?
In perhaps the supplies from these servants of hell to see if they had any kind of sled already set up, or perhaps something that could be used, like they used to drag firewood, or they used to bring in foodstuffs, or just anything large and flat that would hold its shape that we
If
could
they
kind of
had
like
any
drag.
shields.
Sure.
Or cloaks that we could, stretch between two large branches, something like that.
Makeshift stretcher.
Perhaps the head of John the Baptist?
That doesn't carry as much as you think.
That's a big ask.
Always
I
worth
don't think we
checking.
even have the silver platter.
Well, we could really use the
Sure
platter.
Stieg has a silver platter.
Only if it's
You
magic.
steal a silver platter, Steve.
Boy.
I didn't find
Um,
any treasure.
Yeah,
To be
so
fair, he only steals magical things.
did these guys have fields? I think they did. So, excuse me. So you recall that some of them had shields that are most likely laying wherever they fell. Nobody necessarily looked around for a a bandit camp, right? No one looked for wherever they came from was. So you could go look for that. I'm here for that. That's fine. But you do, some of them did have cloaks. You have cloaks, and they did have shields. There is, of course, more to explore.
I mean, I will stay on this little island,
Okay.
but I'll look around to see if they had any supplies that we didn't notice.
I would allow for either a survival or perhaps an
I
guess
like
a
survival.
professional. Okay,
Survival's
yeah.
good.
Could I assist with that?
Sure.
Okay.
Ooh.
Good work, Vitter.
Yeah. So yeah, survival's good though. So that is a 26 again.
26.
Doubly good work.
Natural 20.
Astrid, damn.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
there
so
it is.
you so Astrid, you and Vidar start kind of casing this island, right? You guys really didn't explore too much last night. You engaged, you fought, you retreated, made a fire, and then somebody found a stairway down, and then you went down there. And it was dark time, so I mean that's fine. But you do a little more exploration, using your skill at tracking and understanding the trails left by people. That's literally tracking on a line, double describing that. But you are able to kind of, you look around and you don't see a lot on the island, but you are able to determine perhaps where they came from by following their tracks, which you do. And they ran, of course, to the west, or their tracks lead from the west. This direction, and you kind of stand here near where you saw those two dudes who ran run, and you can see kind of that the obvious like quasi fresh kind of frozen splatter and disruption of the snow in that area leading away, and you can see perhaps a lean-to just off of where the map is, at the edge of the map. There's is kind of a low spot. There's a rise to the north and a rise to the south along the cliff edge here. At this area, and then kind of between that their trail runs, and you can see just beyond that, maybe not more than 30-40 yards, you kind of see the edge of what might be kind of a tent or a shelter of some kind in that direction. Otherwise you find their bodies where you left them, some shields and whatever gear that they had on them.
Well, we should go explore their camp, but we should all go together.
Yes, agreed.
Gundra, Stieg,
Has
we
anyone
think their camp is over there.
Do you want us to bring the girl?
Perhaps. I think we should.
I agree. And Gunther just kind of gently picks up the girl in the fireman's carry and starts going up the stairs.
You look for what I think you are about to look for, and you do not find it.
What's that? Money on the dead bodies?
Yep.
Okay.
No. Perhaps I'm misjudging what you were about to ask about.
Yeah.
Ooh.
You're about to ask about. Was it money on the dead bodies?
Yeah. Do I find any gold on the dead?
Oh, sure. Give me an investigation roll. I don't even know why I make people roll this. Obviously, you're gonna find shit on a dead body.
That way,
I
how
already
much money
looted
they
one of
find.
them. I already looted one of them before.
Aha!
Eat.
Yeah, you don't find anything other than no. You find
A dirty handkerchief.
yeah, you find 23 copper coins on their bodies. They're poor bandits.
Is that total of everybody from the encounter? Because I found some
Yep.
coins last time.
Other
Okay.
than what Astrid has found,
Okay.
which
What
I
did
don't
I
I don't
find?
remember what it was.
You just said it was a pouch with money,
oh damn it!
and you're
Okay.
like too busy, and we
Oh,
were
all
too
right,
busy.
that's fair. Here, let's
About tree fitty.
Astrid, give me a d20 roll. Just give me
Sure.
a d20 roll. Okay. Here, let's. You find 2 gold and 11 copper pieces. I'm sorry, 11 silver pieces in that coin
Ooh.
purse, Astrid. Amongst their gear, and they have standard kind of gear. I think they're probably
Yeah, you said a
wearing-
sax, a small Mjolnir, and a troll cross, which I put on because, I don't. I mean, everybody's has them, so I thought they have to be useful for something.
Yeah, keeping trolls away.
Yeah, for crossing trolls.
Yeah.
Right.
There's a number of javelins, and a variety of either axes or saxes, some daggers that people are carrying, some shields, maybe a couple of spears. Normal sort of, I think, hide-ish, or whatever the hide armor was that they're
Or well, let's
wearing.
let's bundle up what is worthwhile enough to drag back half a day to civilization.
Okay.
Yep. We did make
'Cause-
money from those weapons last time.
Right. And it seems like there's not a lot of gold going around in this campaign, and like we're all poor.
We also don't have any gold sinks other than, Stieg, because he has to buy magical components. And if we have a Gothi would also need to buy magical components for specific spells.
I got needs.
The Paladin and the
Get money.
Ranger,
Make money.
Ranger, they're fine.
So-
I mean, everybody would probably like a +1, +2 sword at some point, or other weapons.
Oh, I need a Holy Revenger. It's okay.
It's only good once you're dead.
Sounds about right. So we come up, they're rolling potties, but then they mention something about a bandit camp. So Gundar's like, where are we going?
Over there.
So,
I thought we should all go together just in case it's dangerous.
Yes, that was very good. Perhaps I should not lead while carrying the young woman.
I will send Iceland to look upon it.
Yeah, I almost fell in the river
ahead of
last
us.
time. I don't want to do that again.
I'm gonna get out my rope, and see if there's a. I'm gonna tie it to that tree that is close. I think this one is. Am I pinging? Yeah, right there.
Okay.
So that, should we fall, we won't immediately go over the falls like that dead body.
This is wise.
Okay. Let's before we get to that, why don't everybody, you're kind of standing on the edge of the river, looking across, kind of planning your way. If everyone could roll perhaps a insight check for me.
Nice.
That's another 26. That is like my third 26 this game.
I got this.
real nice.
Money.
Not very good for me either.
You're thinking
4.
of a number.
I'm busy making sure she doesn't
Vidar,
wake
what
up. I mean,
was your total?
I was a 13.
Ultimately, it doesn't matter. It was better than a 10. But that's nice to know. Vidar and Astrid, you're standing there, your fellows ready to cross this river. It looks cold. The roar of the waterfall is perhaps poignantly in your ears in this instance of possibly being tossed over the side of it. And you realize that there's something missing. Perhaps something that you have forgotten about in the excitement, in your haste of the day.
Oh God, where's Paya?
Perhaps somebody you have neglected to talk to.
Wasn't she with you?
No, she wasn't out all night. I think it was warm in there. She just, like she was meditating. She was staring at a tree. I thought it would be better to just let her be for a while.
We go back and look.
1, 2, 3, not it.
I would check on her, but I do not think that place likes me.
I'll go.
I'll go.
I would check on her, but I do not think that she likes me.
All right, why don't we go back and look?
It's not you, my friend.
I don't think it's personal. I'll
Stieg will
head
go.
back with Stieg.
Okay. The two of you cross through the barrier with no issue, as you have been deemed worthy before, and you enter into that kind of center chamber, and the light that you were accustomed to being on, those kind of four like strange magical braziers kind of light up, and you do not see any lights from the other rooms. You see the faint glow of the tree from the room opposite the foyer where she was, and it had been, although you couldn't necessarily see it super clear through the entryway because of magical bullshit, but the similar light is not on. You only see just that faint kind of glow of the tree, and no form of Paya in front of it.
Are we in that room?
You can be if you so
Yeah,
choose.
I'm gonna
but
walk up and just take a good look inside the room just to be sure.
Okay. Yeah, you kind of step into the room. The light does its Tracy thing, and the brazier in that room comes on, and you can see, as before, it's a sort of, it's like a living quarters sort of room. You can see where she had been laying, just in the kind of the disturbedness of on the ground, and you can see a piece of perhaps parchment or vellum, more likely, laying there, kind of where she had been sitting.
I'm gonna like shout down the other hallways. Paya! Paya!
Can I take a look at the parchment or vellum that was left?
You can. Astrid, you get an echoing response of your own voice. You Stieg, you pick up this piece of vellum, and you can see that a careful hand has been used to write the words upon it. You read it.
Yeah, I'll read it.
You can see that there are 2 sections. The first section is titled "Dearest Absalon." You continue.
Yeah, I'll just
Okay.
read it.
All right. It says.
Stig doesn't care. Stig is out for knowledge, magic.
It says, "These years with you have been a balm on my soul, and I would not trade them for the world. The troubles I have been involved in of late have reminded me of a deeper purpose, of paths I still need to walk. I find myself drawn by an older purpose, and I must leave you now. I trust you will get along fine without me. Paya." And then you see below that an addressment of friends. "I must leave you now. You'll be okay. You are strong. Paya."
Astrid is just going to run down the hall to see if she's in one of the other rooms.
Yeah, you run into both rooms, and you see nothing but corpses, because the one room is literally a burial chamber.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna like go back to Stieg and say, she's not here. How did she? She couldn't have left.
I think
We were
she
in
left.
the entryway.
I think she left, and I'll hand her the note.
I'll read it.
Could I just take a quick look around this room, because I realized that I haven't been in it yet before, and
Sure.
there's
And
no
there's
other
more
exits.
stuff for Stieg to steal.
Yeah.
Well, that's part 2 of that.
Yeah, so this room
Very thorough.
this room is a it is a sort of homey and comfortable room. You can see that there are kind of what would have once been perhaps sleeping pallets, benches. There is a a small hearth kind of at the far end of the room. The chimney for this hearth is a bit kind of caved in and broken. You can see cracks in the wall, and you can see that ice has kind of pushed into the room a bit through this chimney. Similar to the foyer and the standing stones, these kind of carvings of previous peoples, of spirits, of gods, of nature, kind of adorn the walls. And there's kind of this small spruce tree, maybe 2 feet in height. There's like a small ring or kind of circular area of like dirt around it. Otherwise, it's this kind of carved stone floor, and it kind of glows a sort of light green, kind of a dim kind of green light, obviously unnaturally in an eerie sort of way, and it is warmer in here, almost comfortable and homey sort of feeling, even without a fire being lit in the hearth. As far as other stuff, yeah, you don't notice any other. You kind of peek around as you did before. emboldened by the finds that you have made in previous rooms, but have only found this piece of parchment and the ruins of, or kind of the rotting remains of perhaps pine bough sleeping padding that was once here.
Um,
I don't see any other way out. She must have slipped by us. I don't know how.
I mean, she didn't jump, did she? I mean, the waterfall room?
There's no exit
She
from
didn't-
there.
I thought there was a wall was water. Is that not water? Was it
No, it's like
crystal?
a crystal. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
there's
okay.
like a thin-ish that you can almost see through,
Okay.
sort of like sheets
Then
of mica or quartz.
it's impossible. At least she wasn't some kind of great magic user. How did she get out?
Well, she could have walked right through my alarm spell. I designate everybody to not set it off. But, we were keeping watches unless somebody just really wasn't paying attention. Maybe they fell asleep, or she just saw an opportune moment to slip out. We better tell the others, though. She's definitely not in here. You looked around, right?
And you, as he says that, Astrid, you think back to, like the last, like maybe half hour, 40 minutes that you and Vidar kind of combed this like island, and you didn't see any new tracks. There was nothing in the snow that was newer than when you guys entered this place.
I am absolutely perplexed, and the fact that she would leave us here. I mean, we're half a day to anywhere. It's so dangerous.
Yeah, it took us... the way here was very dangerous.
I mean, she is a strong woman, but to travel by yourself?
Did you check the crypt?
I did. I mean, you can look again, but I didn't see anyone hiding in there.
All right.
I'm
Well,
gonna look suspiciously at that tree. Can I do like a search or like a appraise? Like, what is it? Because she was fascinated with it before.
Yeah.
And that's the last thing we saw her do.
Yeah, I guess I would allow perhaps. I would allow an investigation roll, or I would allow an arcana roll, maybe, or maybe a religion roll.
Well, I'll take religion because that is my bag. Yeah. So 22.
Ah, damn! Why do I even ask you to roll things anymore?
I mean, the
Wouldn't it
VTT
be
is
easier to
kind to
just-
me because we're not in battle.
That's true. That's true. Yeah. Yeah, you maybe spend a couple of minutes, like looking at this thing. Like you get close to it, you look at the way everything is about this tree, at the bark, at the like feeling like the difference in temperature, perhaps as you get closer to it, the way the shadows play on it, and you. So tell me this. Let me ask you this, Ashley. What sort of knowledge do you think Astrid has of either specifically of Cooning religion and or of like Vanir faith, like, and specifically like, and maybe a little bit like, what do you know about like, say, like Freya stuff and or things other than Freya?
I think I would know about anything that pertained to Balder. So if it was a story in which, she was present in one of like, or Balder was present in one of those, I probably would have learned it. But yeah, I don't know that she would per se know, like she wouldn't have studied that particular religion.
Sure. Okay.
Would, any,
Um,
would anything in here set off like any Kuning like history that Stieg might know? Any of the iconography or writing or any kind of the symbols that I'm seeing?
yeah, let me culminate Astrid's role, and then we'll get to that. Yeah, so I think, Astrid, you look at this and kind of investigate this tree with the thought process that that Paya held some kind of reverence for this, like judging from the way that she interacted with it.
The suspicious tree.
Yeah, and exactly. And so you kind of look for, the hidden sort of iconography that you might be accustomed to seeing, in your and or in the related religions of the Aesir, who are of course absolutely in love with their own hidden iconography and mysterious ways, um, each in their own different way. And maybe you see something, you kind of, you get a sense that perhaps there is, that maybe this thing is a thing. You see maybe the way the sand or the dirt at the base of this, around this tree, is kind of swirled and marked, is perhaps different than, is more intentional than you would expect. But your experience doesn't have an answer for that. It's probably something.
I'm
But
going to, if there's any like needles that have fallen off, I'm gonna gather them up and like keep a little handful of them.
let's see. There is a cone, actually, that you can see that did fall.
I'm taking it.
That
Now who's stealing from the dead?
the tree is
Hey.
living, dude.
The
It could
The
be
tree-
a tree. You don't
let it
know.
fall. It's not like I thought about cutting off a branch, but I thought that would be
Yeah.
like too much. But it let that fall, so I'm gonna take it.
Stieg, you see kind of Astrid, like, fucking Sherlock Holmes in this thing, right? Yeah, she's like down on all fours, and so you kind of get into it. You're so give me your Kuning history roll.
Ooh, 19 plus 5. 24.
Wow, 24. You kind of see her and you kind of watch her and you kind of are looking almost over her shoulder, maybe. So you're kind of seeing where she's looking, and the tree itself doesn't seem to be, I mean, it's obviously it is some kind of magical thing. Like, trees don't glow, nor should a spruce tree be growing in a cave such as this. But there's a lot of strange things going on here. But you kind of see that she takes a little bit of interest in maybe the dirt at the base of this tree, and it's maybe like a 2 feet radius. this kind of a circular area where the dirt is, where this tree's coming out of. And you look, and you see she's getting down, and she picks up this this cone that has fallen, and you see, like, as she picks up the cone, you kind of see the dirt shift a bit and kind of fill in a bit where the cone was, and you see, I don't have an image for this, so what I'm going to do is call on your remembrance of the best Marvel superhero movie, which was the first Thor movie. Um, uh, and so if you remember, like in that movie, when, and in all the movies where it happens, when Thor calls the Bifrost, and there's that like Norse kind of / Celtic knot that is on the ground in the wake of that, you see, kind of in the shadow of the dirt, a very similar sort of series of knotwork, not of like the high Norse kind of style, which would be like, your Aesir style, right? This is much more akin to some of the line work that you see on the walls, like the lentils of the door of the archway from the foyer into the center room are carved in this much older style, but it's similar sort of knotwork.
And does it disappear?
No, it's there. You see, as she picks up that cone, perhaps that, you're able to kind of just see it as she picks up the cone, and then the space where that cone was kind of almost repairs itself, like that cone had disrupted something, and it had then, with the removal of it, it had recompleted or continued itself in some way, and so you kind of are able to see this kind of structure for the barest of instance, and then you can kind of see it. You look, and you can never really see the whole again, but as you kind of look at it, you see fragments of it.
There's something unusual about this tree, and even the soil it is in. I suspect that may have had something to do with it. And I'll just kind of try to point out what I was seeing after she picked up the cone.
Okay. I don't know anything about tree magic. Do you think a master knows about tree magic?
I mean, I could ask him, but, we have to leave here.
Yes, well, we do need to get that girl back. And it looks like Paya left willingly, so...
Yeah, she, thought about it and left us a note and everything, so we had to move on. Okay, we should go tell the others. We shouldn't stay down here too long.
Right.
I don't want to mess with that tree unless I know what's going on with it.
I mean, I want to mess with the tree, but I won't. Say, Chad,
Yeah.
is this a good time for a break?
It is. I have just been alerted by Saxman that it is in fact a break. The most famous sax player on the planet is Saxman. If you don't know who that
knows
is,
how to wield that sax. With
if you don't know what that is, please watch the classic of all vampire movies, The Lost Boys.
Oh, that was a vampire movie?
Yeah. And Saxman is in that movie. You know what? Andy has just reminded me that there's a Muppet character who is perhaps a more iconic Saxman. But yes, my friends, let us take a break. It is it's hot where I am. I'm sweating. It's very warm and humid here in Duluth. I need some water. Um, let's take a little bio break, get a snack. For those of you who are watching, thank you. I appreciate it. Everyone appreciates it. It means a lot to us that you would share our journeys with you. Wait, that you would share our. You know what I mean?
You are grateful, and that's what matters.
Yes, we'll be back in 10 minutes. Okay, bye. Hello, viewer. Thank you for coming back and joining us here at the Superior Adventurers Guild on our Midwinter Keening stream post break. I'm refreshed. I have to imagine my friends are refreshed.
Cheers.
We have Michael has a hammer. Some of us have drinks.
Mm-hmm.
These are interesting life choices. Yeah. So yeah, Astrid and Stieg, you have discovered Paya is not here. There is, to use perhaps the common parlance, some fuckery about this tree. Some weird magic is happening that you are not necessarily able to parse. What do you do?
But we're gonna go tell the others.
Yeah, we should go.
I imagine Vidar and Gunder have been like setting up rope, poking
Okay.
at ice.
So let's get to you two real quick. So ultimately, I will let you know that I have two mechanical options available to you, modified by the methodology of your choosing, aka rope. You can either wade through the water, which causes its own problems, or perhaps move across these rocks, which also has its own problems. Both are different. Perhaps one is a test of stamina. Some would say constitution. One might be a test of agility, perhaps. Um,
Can we just go back up to where the ice was and cross there and go around?
well, sort of. You might have to backtrack quite a ways to find a good trail or solid ice back across to that side of the ice.
It's
Gunder,
right there at the
the
north end of the grove.
The conditions on tops of falls like this change from day to day. We must be careful.
Ultimately, I guess what I'm saying is, just to clarify for Michael, you guys came from the right hand of the map and are looking to go to the left hand of the map.
My assumption was that off the screen, that it was land onto the north around it. Are you saying that is an incorrect assumption on my part?
Yeah, this is a big Y.
And the ice crossing was on the incorrect side of the Y.
Correct. Yes.
It's like a river that
Yes.
parts.
Okay,
the
there we
mountains
go.
by
Yep,
That is
yep,
what I was
yep.
missing.
Yep.
I will take the
My
agility
apologies for not making it more
approach and not the constitution approach. That would be my suggestion.
Constitution is going to be better for me.
They're the same for me.
And you can either, you can do it individually however you like. Ultimately, you will be resisting either the cold or the fall.
I could run across the ice with the rope, get to the other side and anchor it. If you're going to ford the river. Is that what your plan is, Gunder?
I am flattered that you thought I had a plan. But I think
I was giving you the benefit of the doubt, to be honest.
I appreciate you. I believe we should tie off either way and cross one at a time. So that we do not end up in a situation where two of us fall in the water together and we cannot help them.
Tragic. Yes.
I think for me, the water is the best option. I am not much of a dancer.
All right, we'll tie off a rope and after you.
We could wait for the others to get back.
Oh, they're right here. Hey, guys. Well, where's Paya?
We think Paya left.
She left a note
She left a note.
that said she's leaving.
Leaving.
Part of it's addressed to Epsilon.
We should probably take that to Absalom. You didn't read it, did you?
Epsilon.
Of course we read it.
I totally read it.
It wasn't very long. It just...
I totally read it. It wasn't.
Gunder just makes a disappointed face.
I had to read it to get to the part that was addressed to us.
I don't understand. Why wouldn't you read it?
Top to bottom, you know.
It
just
was not
happened.
addressed to you. That is not important. The important part is, I suppose I'm back to being the town's only healer. Are we ready to cross?
What? Is there a plan?
You can either try and go over the rocks or ford the river here.
Yep, that's fine.
And Gunder looks. I assume like Astrid is giving Gunder a look, and he looks confused.
The fry look.
There's
Yeah,
no
just
bridge.
Yes, Astrid.
You do know what a Gothi is, right?
She can
Yes,
And what do you think a Gothi is?
one who serves the needs of the gods.
And heals people.
Not all of them.
No, of course. Like, I only heal the people that I feel are worthy of being healed.
She healed me.
Healed.
It's true. I healed most of you. But it's all right. You can be the town's only healer.
I'm going to dance across the rocks.
He still looks confused.
All right, take a rope.
Of course.
All right.
Did you even look for a bridge? There's no bridge.
None.
Oh, no. Okay. All right. It really sucked falling in before, I'll tell you that.
We'll make a fire if you fall in again.
Please give me a dexterity saving throw. Vidar.
Dex save.
I'm going to hold on to the end of the rope that is next to the tree, just in case we need to pull him in.
It'll be a 17 total.
17, nice. Yeah, you veritably skip across the rocks. Dance, as you say. It is slippery, but you are able to find portions that are not iced, or maybe less iced, or have ridges of uniced parts where you can get grip and make your way across.
Get a grip, man.
Who is next?
Is he going to... Vida, are you going to tie that
Yes.
to something?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I'm going to wait for him to actually tie it, and then I'm going to go. I'm going to hold on to the rope, and I'm going to...
How long is the rope?
I have a 50-foot rope.
I think we all have 50-foot ropes.
Yeah, like explorer pack type rope.
It came with the kit.
Yeah.
Rope. It's pretty standard, really.
Roop.
There's not really a whole lot to tie onto over here, as you can see. Other than
It's quite
these,
bare.
yeah, it is in fact quite bare here.
I will just tie it around my waist and do my best to sort of anchor myself
Okay,
against a rock or something.
I like that. Vidar, give me maybe we'll call it an athletics roll, as
Uh-oh.
you kind of set an anchor.
Sorry, guys. Athletics, you say?
Should we all be? What about her?
14.
14, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Someone's gonna carry her.
Oh,
Who would like to go next? You have the option of maneuvering across the rocks, which will be a dexterity-based roll, or withstanding the icy cold of the river as you wade through it.
I'll go dexterity.
Okay.
Um,
Because you have the rope, and Vidar currently has a good base, please make a dexterity saving throw with advantage.
good, 18.
Yeah, you almost don't even need the rope. You're like, oh yeah, you can see where he moved, and you're across, no problem. Very
And then
easy.
I will assist him in holding the untethered end of the rope.
Okay, Vidar, please give me a new athletics roll with advantage this time.
17.
17. Who's next?
Gundra will go next to Steve. He's like, you should stay here in case this doesn't go well for me. He says as he hoists the apparently still unconscious lady over his shoulder.
Yeah, she is. Hang on, let me check. She's still unconscious.
And
what method are you using?
method of
Crossing.
through the water, but holding onto the rope.
Okay. Make it at normal. So you have advantage, but then you also are carrying somebody. So a Constitution saving throw as you withstand the icy cold.
20.
Oh yeah, your pants are wet. Some of it is frozen, but you're like, no, man, like this is fine. I'm from here. I'm used to this. And you make it across.
Step over and then kind of, whew, that will wake you up. Kind of hand off the girl to Vitar, and then he'll Gundr will take his place on the line.
Okay.
Vidar will then hand off the girl to Astrid. Just looking like I don't know
Yeah,
what to
yeah.
do with her.
I like.
You carry her.
I'll like piggyback her up,
Nice.
Luke
Like a
Skywalker
backpack.
style.
Yep. All right. So somebody I'm sure will make a new athletics roll to hold the line for Stieg. I'm sure that
May I?
somebody will help,
Go
so
for
there
it.
will be
Yeah.
advantage.
Right, Stieg is gonna.
That's still a
what's the to-
13.
That's the 13. Okay. All right, Stieg. Are you gonna skip across the rocks or wade through the water?
I'm gonna try to skip across the rocks.
Okay.
Do the rocks, Stieg. Do the rocks.
Give me a dexterity saving throw with advantage.
It's
It
cold
looked so easy though.
It's very easy. Go. You can do it.
He fell in last time.
He did, but
You really did.
Okay,
Just
come
a
on.
little bit.
Oh wait, I have an advantage. I'm gonna use one of my advantages.
So
for
you
this.
have advantage
you already have
Because
Oh,
it.
I already
because
have it. Oh, okay.
because of the line and because of their athletics roll.
All right. Sorry, I didn't hear that part. Okay, here we go.
There you go.
I was really hoping to get somebody, but that's okay. That's okay. Yeah, you are able to follow, jumping to the rocks that both that the two of them have used, and make your way across to the other side. And here you are on the other side.
All right.
That was easy.
We
Yeah.
should investigate this camp.
You
What do
you move up kind of through this like this kind of small saddle style formation, land formation here between these two high points, and on the other side maybe really only from here like 20 yards, just through on the other side, and then kind of nestled in a bit in some trees you can see a number of hastily erected tents, and like a couple of fire like rings that have been set out, and some stacked wood where perhaps they have collected firewood, and a smattering of gear, and to include a number of pulks. If you'll remember, a pulk is a sled that you pull behind in the wintertime.
Stieg, you can put your loot in these.
These weapons are pretty heavy.
I was surprised you managed to get them across the river.
I'm
Were you
very
carrying
agile.
all of those weapons?
No, I imagine I couldn't probably carry all of them.
Okay,
But-
good, because I would have given you a disadvantage on that.
I guess we didn't really discuss the exact numbers of stuff that we found, but like last time, I would have tried to bundle up a few of the swords and better looking axes to
Okay.
maybe bring home and sell.
Sure. Just saxes and saxes and axes.
Saxes and axes.
Saxes and axes, yeah.
I feel like
The-
I
the
spent a lot of
popular
time on
stuff.
that message board back in the early aughts.
I don't know. I never know if that's a thing, like that is
That was
real,
fake.
or you. Okay.
I made that
It
up.
sounds
I
like
mean,
it
there
could be
very
real.
well could have been a real
I'm
Saxon
sure there
accent.
is. Sure there is.
There should be.
Yeah, right.
All right, we should search these bags they were carrying.
Yes,
Yeah.
we might have stores in them.
Let's search.
I'm not gonna make you guys roll.
Good, because
You
I wasn't
find
gonna.
fair enough then.
Okay.
You find you know an amount of like foodstuffs that they have brought with them in varying things like kind of trail ration sort of things, and maybe some more fresh style stuff like portions of a fresh kill. Maybe there's probably a bear hung, not a bear, not a bear that is hanging, but a portion of food that is hung in a tree so as to be free from bears.
Well, I'm gonna get that down.
Um,
Who's hungry?
that that's probably maybe a fresh ish deer carcass or of some kind, perhaps. Firewood. There's a smattering of things like that you would find in like what explorers packs, that sort of stuff. Extra winter travel gear, bed rolls, that kind of stuff. Maybe some rope, some random extra weapons, or things like that. Nothing fancy. Most all of it well used. Much of it also has, in long time repair, has been used a long time and is been repaired a number of times, perhaps.
There are 3 pulks that look operational.
Yeah. Yep.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. A couple of
This
pulks.
We should load this up with anything you think valuable, and the girl, of course. And we should get going. It will be a long journey.
Agreed.
Yes.
I will leave you to that, and Gunder starts securing the girl to one of the pokes.
I'll take some bedding or like a blanket and kind of lay it on one of the pulks so that we can lay out swords or supplies or whatever it is that we're going to try to bring back and bundle it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll
Tie
add
it
the
with
stuff
some of
I was
that rope
carrying
that they have.
I'll assist Gunder and just be like, Gunder, please. And I'll put some padding underneath where the girl is going to lay, and I'll sort of try to make it, comfortable for her and somewhat protected. Watching Gunder just kind of laying her in the pulk. Be like, no, please, let me help you, Gunder. And kind of make it comfortable for her.
Bundle her up a little with some of the
Yes,
bedding.
exactly.
And things.
Yep.
Yes, I had planned on doing this all.
That did not look like it, Gunder.
We can do better.
Okay.
You got shut up, dude. That's
Apparently.
okay. Yeah. These the pulks have like kind of like rails along the sides, so you can easily attach things to them or tie things to. There's attachment points, so you can easily strap things to them without shit falling all over the place. It's easy to attach either the girl or these loot objects, whatever it is, this equipment that you have liberated. And so you prepare to set off. So you have the way you came back to town, kind of following back north and east along the river. As you are kind of going over this camp, you can see that there are sort of two trails that you can see going from and kind of leaving this camp. One kind of following the river on this side back kind of northeast, and one going more northwest, out kind of towards the I don't know, fucking tundra, the plains that are before the
area where we
mountains.
heard they came from.
Yep. There's a place for it. I don't know that map loaded into this instance, but it's there. So you have a number of things that you could do, and perhaps ways that you could go.
I think our intent was to go back to town. Yes.
We need to get her to a more experienced healer,
Mm-hmm.
namely that Gothi of Tia.
Why don't we explore that next week when we return? This might be a good spot. It's a little early.
Okay.
It's a little early, but this might be a good spot to take a weekly break. We'll return.
Indeed. Cliffhanger.
Yeah.
Return with perhaps fresh eyes on things as we head back to town, loot, and rescue captive in tow. We're not necessarily sure yet. It could go either way depending how the fickle gods roll. I guess maybe if Gunder were to do another blood sacrifice, maybe it wouldn't turn out so bad, but
All
you
out
never
of
know.
bloods.
You never know.
All out of bandits.
For those of you who are watching live right here on Twitch, and are still here, I thank you from the bottom of my cold, dark heart. It means a lot that you would hang out with us, join us for these journeys, these stories, this adventure, this narrative that we are engaging in, that we are telling with ourselves, for ourselves, but also in this case for you. We appreciate it. If you're watching in the future, also, hey, big thanks. If you like what you see, perhaps, as they say, smash that like button. If you're watching on YouTube, if you're watching on Twitch, I believe there is in fact a little heart that you could hit that would let you know when we're going live or doing stuff. If you really enjoyed what we're doing and want to support us even further, perhaps it might be that you would offer up a sacrifice of subscription to us. That
Does
would
not
mean
have
a
to
lot
be a
to us.
blood sacrifice.
It doesn't. Yeah, in this case, it's just
No, in fact, no.
That
We
does
don't
just
help, though.
monetary. It could
Oh,
even
no?
not be monetary and just be that weird Prime subscription that you get if you are an Amazon sort of person. That would help us out. That means a lot. That helps us to be able to, it gets us content that we can use and do use to
Make
enhance
better
our
games.
stream, to make better games, to tell better stories, whether it's images and art or adventures and products like that. But even if that's outside of your current reach, that's cool. Just you being here means a lot to us, and we thank you again very, very much for that. Please remember that we will be playing Beyond Saltmarsh on Wednesdays, to include next Wednesday, where we have us perhaps a reprieve from certain doom and certain death. Finally, perhaps not. You never know. It's a fucking swamp, so shit goes sideways real fast.
Murder swamp. It's a
Three-
murder
Murder
swamp.
And 3 of you are unconscious.
Yep, and 3 of us are
Apparently.
unconscious. So, remember, as always, there's awesome conventions coming up. Virtual Gamehole Con, and virtual Greyhawk Con in October. Check those out. It might be that since we are a little early, that we will find someone that we appreciate right here on Twitch that we might take. I'm going to go ahead and guess the 2 or 3 of you who are watching live. And we will all maybe go and see what somebody else is doing in what is called a raid. Maybe.
Ooh.
We don't have to.
Lion. Let's do it. Lionhead
Okay.
Gaming is playing Song of Rapture.
That sounds epic as hell. I'm
Yeah,
into
their
it.
map looks really sweet too. Let's do that.
Let's check
That
it out.
sounds fun.
So
Yeah.
hey, if you're hanging out still, join us in this raid against Lionhead Gaming. We will very quickly take all of that they own and burn their houses down and watch
how
their
it works?
dope map.
I'm more excited about this now. Oh my!
And as always, thank you. Join us next week, where we'll see what happens as they journey back to home. Hell-possessed lady in tow. That can't go wrong.
How could this go badly?
So yeah, we're gonna switch to the end screen. We're gonna do a little raid. We just got another viewer. Hey, we're gonna go raid some people. New viewer, join us. It's gonna be fun. We'll see you guys next
Wait, we
week.
raid.
We're doing
Please,
this.
God damn it! I need to stop talking.